this content is for kids.
It's not for kids.
Isn't that what I said?
No, it's not for kids. If you are 13 years or younger, this is not for you. Do I have to kill somebody in order to actually make that point across?
No, man, you don't have to kill
Wait
no
a
one.
second.
No.
When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. Septum Sin versus the world. 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 I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching Septum Sen vs. the World. I'm Septum Sen. This is Kotobuki Jake. And we're here to show you what we got.
Show me what you got. I want to see what you got. Oh boy.
You know, it's a sad thing this week, but apparently all of Blu-ray.com's servers went down. And though they do not provide us with all of our news, they provide a hefty bit, and they're one of the most accurate sites there. So unless I wanted to do a heck of a lot of work, which I didn't really have the time to do, I wasn't going to get enough in time. So next week we're going to do a double wide.
Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Or we're going to do an itty bitty pickup, like 5 pickups next week. So this week we're going to do 10. But I'm going to start us off.
Okay.
Only one video game this time. My limited run, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. The game.
Nice.
This is the complete edition. It has slightly updated graphics for, of course, the newer systems. And has every bit of the DLC. This for a while was discontinued, which, by the way, is a reason to fight for physical editions for games and so on, because if you had it on digital, well, if you had it on digital, as long as you had your PlayStation 3, you could download it. But otherwise, you were screwed. You couldn't buy it. So, of course, this has something unusual, a game manual, which is not that unusual when it comes to limited run games. But it does have an alternative cover, which is kind of cool. Now, in here, you got your little Scott's Pilgrim thing here, which also is in the thing of a ticket here.
Nice.
And you have your limited run card, little flashy card.
That's kind of cool.
I don't have a lot of limited run, but I do get the ones that I know I like. Like I do have a couple of games pre-ordered for the future, and one of them being the No More Heroes stuff. So of course you got your manual, which shows some of the bad guys, the evil X's. It's rare to see a game manual these days. It is a really fun beat 'em up. I know you've played it.
Yeah.
And it is cool to have it on the system again, especially the Switch, which is where I buy most of my limited run stuff off of, because 90% of the time the Switch does have 100% of the game on the disc, which you're not going to get from the others. So I can actually also carry this, and I've got a great beat 'em up to just carry around with me if I want. So it's also a pretty cool portable game. Even if you don't like Scott Pilgrim versus the World, if you like the comic books, or if you like a good beat 'em up, this is a worthy little addition. I am kind of glad to get that in. So now I can actually, now that I've got this in, I can actually start filming my Switch collection video, which will be forthcoming in the future.
All right. So I thought this video was going to be, I forgot his schedule, honestly. I thought this video was going up on 420 and planned accordingly. I'm hoping that might still happen, but we'll say the week of 420 if nothing else. I'm going to open and end with appropriate titles for this. And few things are more appropriate for that, perhaps. Then Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Which actually, some of this stuff I've actually been sitting on for a hot minute. And this one, there were a couple of Best Buy sales back. I can't even remember when. Black Friday ish, maybe. But but I know this was part of one of those. I think this was before Black Friday, actually. But this is the relatively recent Kevin Smith return to the ISK universe. Basically, a massive love letter to the fans. Not his strongest effort in some ways, but pretty solid in other ways. And if you like his movies, you will enjoy this one. And I'm glad I finally have it.
I regret not getting to see Kevin Smith live when he was in Richmond for it.
That was so expensive, though. It
Because
would have been cool.
I had tickets lined up for Valentine's Day, but that did not appeal to others. And it was a fun movie. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a huge pickup next.
Mm-hmm.
So Right Stuff did some April Fool's blind boxes, but you had a chance to win a pretty decent prize if you got the right one. They're only 79 cents a thing, so I got a couple. I struck out mostly, but it might depend on your level. Depends on how much you love these types of films. So one of those strikeouts was Captain Apache, a film with Lee Van Cleef,
Not
Bill
bad.
Baker, and Stuart Whitman. For a Western fan, this would probably be a good buy because you're getting a Lee Van Cleef credit, and and again, I mean, I know him from, I believe, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. He's in that one, I believe. And so it's kind of good to see something else with him in it. I'm not a huge Western fan, but I'll give it a shot. It's one of those I would say would be a meh, which doesn't mean I'm not going to take it in the collection. And for 79 cents, no, that's not too terrible.
So, for a slight return to our opening commentary about pickup videos, a couple weeks back, I think it was week before last, maybe, if even that, we did a pickup video where we commented on an item that was being offered, and I made the comment that, wow, I may have to get that. I think it ended up our priority, actually. And before the video was over, I had placed the order. So I got from Disney Movie Club, The Best of Mickey arrived today. And this is that 3-pack we talked about. It features Fantasia, Fantasia 2000, and Celebrating Mickey, which is 13 short films. Steamboat Willie, The Band Concert, Through the Mirror, Mickey's Rival, Boat Builders, Mickey's Trailer, Brave Little Tailor, Tugboat Mickey, The Little Whirlwind, Mickey's Birthday Party, Pluto's Party, The Simple Things, and Get a Horse, which actually was a very recent short. And what's more, Fantasia 2000 comes with an Oscar-nominated short called Destino. So basically, you got 2 feature films and 14 shorts in this collection. That's actually not a bad deal overall. So kind of glad I got that. Yeah.
I am still tempted on that release. I have the Fantasia 2000 2-pack, but I gotta wonder if it'll be worth it. I mean, it would be cool to have Steamboat Willie in the collection.
Right.
Maybe if I have something else. Again.
Am I remembering correctly that was considered the first animated film? I think it is.
There were films before Steamboat Willie.
Animated?
Because there have been, Walt Disney himself had created a character prior to Mickey Mouse.
Okay, well, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
What was his name?
I think it was the first appearance of Mickey, I believe.
First appearance of Mickey, yes, indeed.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. I can't think of the name. It was some rabbit
Ah.
creature. And he lost the rights to it, but he bought it back after they bought the studios. So this one is one I got. It was I think it was a Shout Factory sale. And this is kind of an older classic, which is Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde. In Victorian London, young Dr. Jekyll attempts to create an elixir of life using female hormones stolen from the glands of fresh corpses. But when Jekyll drinks the experimental potion himself, he transforms into a beautiful woman with an unstoppable taste for mayhem. Both fiendish personalities share a rampage of ghastly murder and perverse desire, or will the ultimate battle of the sexes rage within? This has got a lot of Hammer, background, which is one of the reasons why I got it. And it has some pretty cool stuff. It has a lot of good special features. Shout is usually pretty good with their special features, so I am very curious about this. I like Hammer films, and I've been trying to get a lot of them. So this is definitely a nice addition for a very low price. So not bad for what I got it for.
Very good. All right. So next up, we have a couple of films that were kind of an odd fit for the Disney Movie Club. So we have said before on this channel that sometimes they do pretty cool member deals. Like, it's one of the reasons why it's worth being a member in the first place, because, even though you are technically a member of the Mouse thing,
Cabal.
whatever, the Cabal, the Cabal of the Mouse, yes. And it makes me feel a little dead inside to think about that. But also, they try to slip stuff by you into your mailbox and charge you an arm and a leg, and that's annoying. But you get good deals otherwise. This was pricey, $35, but by Disney prices for what you get, it's not that bad, really. For about 25 additional, about that. I ended up getting 2 additional films, both 4K Blu-ray combo packs, which is pretty cool. Even though I don't have a 4K player, I feel like it will happen one day. And one of these in particular is worth having in high def. But also, it just amuses the heck out of me that I got these, of all things, from Disney Movie Club. And sometimes I will buy things from particular vendors because it amuses me. And one of them is the Queen biopic, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, very good.
Which I was overdue getting this for the collection. But again, like I said, this should be in high def if you're going to have it. This is not as lovely as you had, like the fancy steelbook, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
It's not that nice, but still not a bad addition. It does include some special features. It does include a Blu-ray disc, so I can watch it even without a high-def TV. Even though there was a lot of behind-the-scenes controversy around this film, the final product was still an entertaining film, and Rami Malek did do a great job. And this is a great use of music in film contender, no doubt about it. I'm very glad to finally have it.
Very awesome. Now, I am trying to collect a lot of classic films and classic horror. One of them, I still have yet to spend that Second and Charles gift card you got me a while back. I came close, but then I saw that there were remakes of a film that I really wanted to get the original first. And I may go back and try and get the remakes. But Arrow released the Steelbook, and they had a sale for $14.99. And an Arrow Steelbook for $14.99?
Not bad.
Yeah. So I got the original Driller Killer.
Ugh.
The blood runs in rivers,
Lovely.
and the drill keeps tearing through the flesh and the bone.
Lovely.
So again, this is a pretty cool thing. I mean, it's about this guy. He's playing an artist, Reno, a man pushed to the edge by the economic realities of New York living in the late 70s. And the no-wave band practicing in the apartment below. His grip on reality soon begins to slip as he takes to stalking the streets with his power tool in search of prey. So take a look. This right here, that's special features.
Nice.
So Arrow is amazing for its special features. In some ways, it outdoes even Criterion sometimes. Apparently, there's only 2,500 copies of this printed. Brand new 4K restoration from the original camera negative, with never before seen pre-release version of the theatrical cut. So audio commentaries, Lane and Abdel, an interview with the Driller Killer, brand new interview with Freira, so you've got a lot of cool things. There's like a whole bunch of featurettes. There's a collector's booklet, and this is just cool. This is a piece of cinematic history, and it is a good thing to have.
Good times. Okay, so next up, my other one from the Disney Movie Club purchase. As one would fully expect from the Disney Movie Club, is a warm and uplifting tale about a Hitler Youth called Jojo Rabbit. This is the film written and directed by and co-starring Taika Waititi. He of Hunt for the Wilder People, What We Do in the Shadows, and Thor Ragnarok fame. And in addition to winning the Oscar for writing the screenplay on this film, he plays our young hero's imaginary friend Adolf. And of course, Roman Griffith Davis plays the kid. His mother is played by Scarlett Johansson, who got a surprise Oscar nod for her role. Sam Rockwell does a great job as a disaffected Nazi officer who is in charge of training the Hitler Youth, and his version of training is interesting, as is his adjutant, who's played by Rebel Wilson. This is a film that probably sounds a whole lot more horrifying than it actually is. Basically, the kid finds this Jewish girl, who's played by Thomasin McKenzie, in the wall. His mother's been harboring her, and he starts to have a crisis of conscience. He starts to realize, maybe the world is not as I thought it was. And it's a very strange and original and fun movie, and I'm glad I finally got it. This one, for whatever reason, has not come down in price.
Yeah.
I actually got this for a really good price, all things considered. And it's a nice edition, too. It's supposedly the ultimate collector's edition, but look at those bonus features. That's pathetic compared to what he just showed for that Arrow release. I mean, one day this will get a Criterion and or Arrow release, and I'll upgrade it. But for now, that's a nice placeholder.
So my next one's going to be a pretty short one because you've covered this one before. Not long before. I think maybe 1 to 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And that is a Mel Gibson film, one for the holidays.
Woohoo!
The Fat Man, or
Nice.
Fat Man. And
Right.
I mean, I got this for $10, which was the price I wanted to get it for. When it fell
Okay.
to 10, I said, okay, I will get it for 10.
You beat me by a couple.
I want it so that by next year, I've got this to add to my list of Christmas films to watch.
Nice.
It is going to be there. Christmas Evil, this one, that weird one, that Operation 101 Santa Claus or whatever, that's in there.
Yes.
I am going to watch this. It's going to be a fun holiday season.
Okay. Sticking with the Disney theme for a moment, one that I've been sitting on for, I think, for months now. I don't even remember how long it's been behind me. Is one I picked off of eBay a while back, pretty cheaply, around $6 or $7 or whatever. I've been mostly hesitant on getting the live-action remakes of the Disney films, not so much because I don't want them, as because I really don't want to pay for them. But I do think this was a well-made one, and again, I got it for like $6 or $7, so that's not too bad. And that is their remake of Cinderella, which actually does also have a Frozen short on it, which is, neither here nor there, but whatever, it's there. There's a few other bonus features too. This is a really good remake of the movie. It does change things up a little bit. There's not as many jaunty music numbers and whatnot, but gorgeous production. And again, I'm glad I at least got one of these for the collection. Hopefully I'll get more.
So we've talked about these, about this sale that Amazon ran about the buy three, get one.
Right.
And I was like, okay, and I had gotten a decent number, and you'll probably see more returns of this because I do these in alphabetical, so they get scattered. But oddly enough, 3 of those are in my 3 of next ones are in that sale.
Okay.
I've been wanting to get this collection for a little while, and I was very sad that I couldn't get it for any better price other than Walmart. But I knew that eventually this set was going to peter out, and I was going to have to pay an arm and a leg for it, which is sad because one of the films is an Oscar winner, meaning I have to get the darn film. And I have had a hard time watching this film. I've watched it once. But this is the film, The Fly Collection.
Oh.
Which has all 5 films, so the 3 original films. And so, The Fly, Return of the Fly, The Curse of the Fly, and the 2 Cronenberg films, The Fly and The Fly 2. The Fly is a hard film to watch. Matter of fact, I would have considered this on a hell no for you because of the effects, except because it's an Oscar winner, it can't be a hell no.
I know. Damn it.
You're kind of stuck with it. But it does have a very good performance about a man who essentially ends up transforming into a human fly. Dustin has already told us that this has a spectacular amount of special features that were dizzying by his standards, and there is a lot of stuff there. I mean, new interviews with Mel Brooks and Stuart Cornfield, Mick Garris and Ken Wheat, composer Christopher Young, and more. Various audio commentaries, documentaries, vintage featurettes, theatrical trailers, deleted scenes, Vincent Price biography. By the way, if you are into getting Vincent Price, yes, he was in the original films. So again, more required stuff. I'm very curious about the original trilogy. It's not as gross as the Cronenberg ones. But I'm going to be watching all of these eventually. I just don't know.
It is a nice looking set.
It is. It's a beautiful set. And I wasn't going to give Walmart my money for it. So I was going to for below what Walmart was charging, which is almost impossible. But with that sale, I was able to do it. And
nice.
Awesome thing.
Okay. My next one was a Best Buy pickup from a while back. I can't even remember when. And unfortunately, this was an example of sort of like buyer remorse, because I was waiting for this movie to be really cheap, and I got what I thought was a really good deal. And then I think it was like a week or 2 later that the Steelbook came down to the same price. And I was like, and I couldn't really justify buying it again. But I could be remembering that wrong, but that's how my memory is. So whatever. And this is one of the films more than almost any other in recent memory that got absolutely robbed by Oscar in the category Original Song. And that is the movie, the Lego Movie 2, the second part. Should have been nominated for Not Evil. But this was a fun movie. Songs written by John LaJoie, so one of the reasons it should have been nominated. But just really fun movie. Good times. I love the Lego movies. I look forward to seeing more of them. And yeah, kind of wish I'd gotten the Steelbook, but whatever.
So this next one, actually, I mistook it because I was thinking of something different, and it was on was one I got on the with the stimulus actually, and there was a Kino sale, and
Nice.
we had made a discussion that a particular film my version may not be the complete version with all the restored footage, and I was right. Mine was not a complete version of the film, and I'm like, heck with that. I hate not having a complete version. So I went ahead and got this on sale, which is the Fritz Lang
Nice.
Films collection. Of course, the film that that we're talking about is Metropolis,
Right.
but there are plenty of others. Metropolis is probably my favorite silent movie.
That's a Silent Hill film?
It's my favorite silent movie of all time, right next to M. Really impressive. One of the few silent films that actually kept my attention the whole way through, and that's very hard for me. But it has, Metropolis, Die Nibelungen, Spies, Dr. Mabuse, The Gambler, Destiny, The Spiders, The Woman in the Moon, Four Around the Woman, Harikiri, not that Harikiri, The Wandering Shadow, and The Plague of Florence. So it's pretty cool stuff. 32-page booklet. Have you opened yours up to take a look at special?
No, not yet. Not yet. I need to start watching.
Because I don't know if it has any special features. Maybe we'll get that silent film month, and you'll.
Yeah, we can hope.
Now I have a reason for it.
Right. Okay. Or maybe Dane will pick one of those films for his for the movie month.
That's
for
true.
Meet the Cast. Anyway, so next up, keeping up with all these lovely family films I've been putting forward. Jay and Silent Bob, Jojo Rabbit. Sometimes a movie gives you absolutely no idea what it's about. You look at the title, like what was that 2 weeks ago? I think there was that movie Crisis, and we were like, what the hell is that even about? And sometimes you see a movie that tells you exactly what you can expect. This is such a film. Hobo with a Shotgun.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I got this on eBay a while back. I've been wanting it. He picked it up a while back, I think because of the title.
I picked it up on release because of the title.
Right. Not to mention, that is a cool looking cover. I mean, that is just just that package. You look at that, why would you not want it? And Rutger Hauer to boot. What's that?
The late, great Rutger Hauer.
Yeah, and you got some other folks in there too. And if I remember correctly, this was a little more brutally violent than I really prefer. But come on, with a title like Hobo with a Shotgun, I was going to get this eventually. And I'm glad I finally do. Yeah.
So I had an opportunity when they had that Amazon sale to get one of 3 movies that had come out. And I had the other 2, but I did not have the third one because I wasn't going to pay Shout Factory's high prices for them.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually I got it for, because of the sale, pretty cheaply. And that was the Frank Castle, not Frank Castle, the Castle, William Castle. Different Castle.
The spiritual predecessor to Hobo with a Shotgun.
The William Castle remake. Ghost Ship. I love these remakes that Dark Castle did. I am really hoping that they continue on and do a release for House of Wax and Gothica. I mean, they don't have to go past that, but House of Wax really was the last of this type. And then Gothica, I feel like, kind of rounded it up at the end. But it has a good number of special features. I like the retouching. I've really enjoyed revisiting 13 Ghosts and House on Haunted Hill. So I really do like this about a ghost ship. This ship where almost everybody died on. And you get to see their deaths at the beginning. Then you get the salvage group and they come upon this ship. And various hauntings ensue. It's really cool. I want to get back in and watch this. I am probably going to watch it sooner than later. It's one of those that when I get back to recreational viewing, I probably will watch that as a break from all the Arrowverse bull.
Nice. I'm working on that Arrowverse bull. I'm getting good stuff on that. But anyway, so later on in the week, I'm assuming it'll be later in the week, we'll be doing our Oscar predictions and what have you. And one thing that is going to be very much a feature of it is discussing a little film that's up in a few categories by Emerald Fennell called Promising Young Woman. It is one of several recent auteur-driven films by women that have gotten a lot of Oscar buzz, but it's one of the few that actually delivered with Oscar nominations. And we'll see, if we get any wins. I'm sure it'll get an original screenplay. A film that came out, I think, the year before. They got a lot of buzz, particularly for original screenplay. A lot of people thought, similarly, it was the first film effort from a director and actress turned filmmaker. And actually, I've heard a conversation between these two, Olivia Wilde and Emerald Fennell, that was quite an interesting little conversation they were having about filmmaking and the state of the art and what have you. But unfortunately, there was no Oscar love for Miss Wilde's film Booksmart, which features Caitlin Dever and Beanie Feldstein. But it is a shame because Booksmart is a really good film. It's quite different in a lot of ways from Promising Young Woman. It's definitely more comedic in tone. There were a lot of people that said it was sort of a female version of Superbad, which is appropriate because Beanie Feldstein is Jonah Hill's sister. But it's a different creature, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. I really enjoyed it. I do agree this was snubbed by the Oscars. And it's been sitting on the shelf behind me for months, and I'm finally presenting it. But definitely glad to have it, and I'll look forward to seeing it again. And might even be interesting to watch this in Promising Young Woman as a twofer sometime, just to compare and contrast, But or this one is Superbad. That might be a fun movie night. But yeah. Actually, even more so because McLovin is in Promising Young Woman. So yeah, you come full circle.
Well, for those of you who are fans of Moe's channel, Drunken Master Studios, of course, he's doing his Full Moon Madness, which includes quite a few of their films. So I've got film number 254 for Full Moon that I bought on a full moon. Basically, the Full Moon features sale that they had, a Valentine's sale that they had a couple years ago, where they were like, these are like $3 to $4 a piece. And this is Haunted Hollywood. I'm a sucker for ghost movies. I love ghost movies. They're fairly fun. And yeah, it's got Eric Roberts in it, and he's always fun.
Yeah.
So, the world's biggest female silent movie star, Rose Pettigrew, goes on a killing spree when she loses her studio contract, as you do, for her friends and co-stars, such as Tubby Fitzgerald, the comedian, Eric Burke, the horror icon, and Sonny Barnes, the cowboy. Before taking her own life, Rose's mansion has stood empty for decades. But then when two realtors, Reese and Danny, finally buy the house to remodel and sell it, they discover that there are more than skeletons in the closets. So, I don't know. I think it's fun. I love ghost movies. I'm sure it's going to be entertaining, if anything. Full Moon is a fun watch, regardless. So, I'm sure I'm going to love it.
Right. Okay, and I just made a horrible mistake of opening something that doesn't want to close. Okay, anyway, so my next couple, cheating a little bit because one is a sequel to the other and they have different titles, but I'm going to count them as one, especially because you told me that they count as one. So we'll go with that. And these were ones that Septum gave me a while back. I can't remember. It's been a while. They've been sitting on the shelf behind me for a while. And I felt like we need to make sure one of us had some anime this week. So I went ahead. And I have these two. This is Space Pirate Nito. And this is Ali and Mutsuki, A Pair of Queens, which is the sequel to this one, from what I understand. Strangely enough, even though they're both supposed to be the same length, they do not take up the same shelf space. But anyway, these are old Anime Works releases. I have never seen this show. I've heard it's fun.
It's fun.
And it'll be worth having a look.
So this here is the last thing I've got, which is a Kino sale item. And it's one I had been curious about when I saw it because it looks just weird. And that is Heartbeeps. So essentially, get ready for some futuristic love story like no other. There's comedy legend Andy Kaufman and song and dance great Bernadette Peters, and co-star in this charmingly offbeat romantic comedy by cult filmmaker Alan Arkush, which had Rock and Roll High School fame, so you know. While standing on a bleak factory repair shelf, Valcom 17485, a robot valet, and hostess robot Aquacom 89045 strike up a conversation that starts as an instant connection, soon transforms into love, and the two decide to override their program lives and explore the forbidden world beyond the factory window. On their trail and a baby on their way. What? Really? They're on the digital road to romance and adventure in this heartwarming comedy that is truly electric.
Wow.
Just to give you an idea of other reasons why this was kind of fun to grab, other cast includes Randy Quaid, Kenneth McMillan, Melanie Mayron, Christopher Guest, Miller, Paul Bartel, Mary Warnov, Kathleen Freeman, Richard B. Skull, and Jeffrey Kramer. So that's pretty cool right there. And again, it's not got a lot of special features. Kino doesn't typically do it, but it does have an audio commentary, which is kind of cool in the theatrical trailer. This is just a fun-looking film. I need more Andy Kaufman films, so it's kind of cool to have that. I'm looking forward to it. It looks like looked like fun. It's been on my list for a while. I was glad to get it once they had the sale.
Okay. So my last bit here is kind of physically one of the larger items I'm showing, and certainly in terms of the time it will take to watch it. It's going to be a big bit. But basically, again, this being the week of 420, even if this video is not necessarily going up the same day, I'm going to end with a very appropriate series for this, a 200-episode series that a few of you may remember called That 70s Show, which I did get with Fat Man. And again, I decided to hold this specifically because of the calendar. But this, of course, you talking about your credits, this is where Mila Kunis got her start. So that alone is worth picking it up for. Topher Grace, Kurtwood Smith, Laura Prepon, what's his face, Ashton Kutcher. Unfortunately, the people no longer care much for Danny Masterson, and Wilmer Valderrama kind of vanished. I don't know what happened to him. Deborah Jo Rupp is in there. And you got a great supporting cast. I think Tommy Chong was a regular toward the end, wasn't he? And then you got also guest stars. This says this. Shagadelic guest stars include Lindsay Lohan, Jim Gaffigan, Luke Wilson, Brooke Shields, Seth Green, Betty White, Jessica Simpson, Mary Tyler Moore, and Bruce Willis. I mean, admittedly, for the credits, that's a pretty cool pickup there. And it actually has bonus features, which isn't always the case for TV. And given that it's 8 seasons, this fits nicely on the shelf. Doesn't take up a whole lot of room. I don't like these boxes that some of these are. This is like the same packaging as 30 Rock, but it's a cool looking set. I used to love this show when it was on. I'm not sure I would like it as much now as I used to. It certainly is one that could be better under certain influences, but it's definitely a fun show. Again, a lot of talented people got their start, and even though Kurtwood Smith was a veteran actor, he's always a treat. He is Red Foreman. He's hilarious in this movie. So, I mean, so good times, definitely.
It's weird. I have never seen an episode.
Really?
Nope, not at all.
That is weird.
Also, another one I need to see is the Goldbergs. I've heard a lot of good things about Goldbergs.
I need to see. That's one I haven't seen, but yeah, I want to see.
That actually has one of the few Rick Moranis acting credits in recent times, where he reprises his. I've seen the scene there because I got to see that online. The clip where he plays Dark Helmet, which is nice. Fun. So some fun stuff, but. I think we got, just in our pickups there, we have enough to keep us busy for at least a couple hours anyway.
Couple hours.
But with that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, share, and let me know what you picked up for 420. Was it legal? Was it not? If it's not, maybe not. You can tell me about it, but I probably won't respond. But with that, we'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.